Feels like ages since I've done one of these videos, and that's probably because it is. It's been summer holidays, kids have been off, not been up to much work really, which is not good on the old bank balance. Still got loads of bikes to sell. I've got more bikes I want to buy in America and get them shipped over. Anyway, we're back at school now, thank goodness, and we're back to work. So this is a bike that my wife probably thought was a keeper. It's been sat in our garage for a long while. Came in on the first container of this year, and my plan for it was that I was going to use it as a practice bike. So I was going to use it to practice both motocross and go and do a bit of trail riding really. It's a 1989 Suzuki RM250x, so it's the enduro version, so it'd be good for that, and be absolutely bang on for motocross practice as well. But when I got it back, discovered that the shock was had leaked all of its oil out, so I gave it to my brother-in-law Mick Shanley from Mick Shanley Race Development for him to service the shock and the forks. Anyway, the shock shaft, the chrome had gone through, so it needed sending off, so that took absolutely ages. In the meantime, next container's turned up. There's been loads of racing going on, loads of practicing going on. In my next container I've got a CR500 and a WR500 that I'd bought for me to keep. So this really is surplus to requirements. So it's not really a keeper. She doesn't have to worry too much. Anyway, like I say, Mick has done the forks and the shock, so they've been completely rebuilt. It hasn't replaced any of the bearings, so the linkage hasn't been done or anything like that, so you'd want to check that out. Nothing's been greased, literally. The forks and the shock came out, he did them, I've put them back in, it's ready to sell. It's being sold as is, but the suspension is good. When I put the suspension back in yesterday, I thought to myself, right, 5-minute job, just get it running. Anyway, could I get it running? Could I heck? Trying fresh fuel, cleaned the carb, tried a new plug, no good. Plug come out and it's full of fuel. Fuel didn't smell that fresh, so anyway, messing and messing and messing. Took the pipe off and the pipe was full, I mean full of old fuel. So I've emptied that out, I've blown out the top end, I've had a quick look at the piston, obviously through the exhaust port, and that looked all right to me. There's no scoring or anything like that. When I say it looked all right to me, it looked good. Took the inlet manifold and the reed valve off, and I've had the bike upside down and tipped all the fuel that was in the crankcases out, so no wonder it wouldn't flipping go. It was swimming in fuel, probably old stale fuel as well. Anyway, after I did that, it fired up after third kick, and I've had it running since, and it runs really, really, really nice, really crisp, beautiful, beautiful engine. Like all of the bikes I sell, this bike is not pristine. It needs to be gone through. It depends what you want to do with it. I mean, it'd make, without very much work, it'd make a great trail bike, or to do what I was planning to do, a bit of motocross, a bit of enduro or trail riding, and just a little bit of TLC really, you know, levers, chain and sprockets. I've noticed this radiator louvre on the right hand side radiator is missing, the one on the left is present. There's a ding in both wheels, but yeah, just general going through. But looking round the bike, you would think it's not done a huge amount of work, to be honest. It's in very, very, very good order, so it'd be a fantastic buy. You don't come across these X models very often, so it'd be a fantastic opportunity for someone who's looking for something like this. We'll have a quick look around the bike. You can tell how long it is since I've done one of these videos, because this is my second time of doing this. The first one I did in the garage, I've just gone inside to go and edit the video so I can put it on YouTube, and I videoed the whole thing without my head on. So it was just a body talking to you. My dog was at my feet and he was like looking round and this, that and the other. So I've had to do this twice, that's how long it is. Anyway, so the next clip's in the garage looking round the bike, and then after that we do starting the bike and then ride it around the garden. So hope you enjoy. Here we go, so let's have a quick look around us. So like I say, the forks have been serviced by MSRD. The shock has, I know that Mick had to make a new piece for the shock, which this little piece here fell apart when he stripped the shock down, and he was unable to buy a replacement part, so he's made a new one. Engine cases are in good nick. The radiators are full of coolant. This radiator louver on the right hand side of the bike is missing, but the other one is present. I don't know if you can see that. Plastics are in okay nick. They'll be alright. You know, if you're going to use this, do you know? Look at that. That one's got a crack all the way down it there. If you're going to use this bike, then probably replace the front mud guard, and then the others are probably fine to use. If you're going to make it pristine concourse bike, then obviously you might want to do something slightly different. This pipe, I have a feeling that this isn't the original pipe or the correct pipe for it, unless there would have been a bracket there. I'm not sure, but there's also a bit of welding in here that's happened. Other than that, I mean, the pipe does fit perfectly well, so you could just get a little bracket, drill and tap whatever that is out of there, and then a little bracket to go across. The welding seems to be good, but yeah, it does fit perfectly. Like I say, it's got really good compression there. 180 psi it was reading. The front pipe is in good usable condition. There's no dents at all on it. It's got a sump guard on this bike. There's a bit of mould on some bits. It's probably just from sitting in the UK really. And like I say, the worst bit is there's a dent in the front rim just there, and then there's also a dent saw it yesterday. This will be on that side. There in the rear. It's probably hit a rock on the front and then smashed over the same rock on the rear as well. I mean, it will ride with them. Obviously, it's got tubes in it, so it's holding air. I mean, stick some mousses in. You probably never really noticed, but to make it absolutely right, you would have to change those rims. So it's got a long range tank on this bike, which is standard. Obviously, it's an enduro bike. It's designed for going long distances in the middle of nowhere, so you'd have a long range tank. It would have come with that. Carb is in good nick. Like I say, the suspension's been done. The mud flap could do with being replaced. The chain isn't great, so chain and a set of sprockets. You know, obviously do things like brake pads and stuff like that. Tyres will definitely need changing. There'll be, I mean, there's a bit of give there, but they're always absolutely rock solid when they come back from America. Yeah, just little bits and pieces like doing something with that nut and bolt there. Air filter, I always take the air filters out, they're horrendous. They're either falling apart or they're caked in mud or sand or whatever. So there's no air filtering at the minute, so when I do ride it, I'm literally only going to do a very, very, very short, quick ride. So there's no danger of getting any nasties in there. But yeah, overall, very, very nice, clean bike. I'm going to say it's original paint on the frame. You can see from the casings, it's not been scuffed and worn really. Nice bike, and very, very hard to come by. If you want an RM250x, there aren't many around, you just don't see them. So let's do the gearbox check and then we'll get it running, and you can see around. So we go. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know the script. So bike's on a stand, it's in neutral, so rear wheels spinning freely, down into first, back up into neutral. It'll be a 5-speed box this. Second gear, third gear, fourth gear and fifth gear, back down into fourth, third, second and neutral. So it's all the way up and down the gearbox, and obviously when I'm riding it in a minute you'll be able to see the gears in operation as it's being used. So that's the next thing. Let's get it out the garage, let's fire her up and show you it running and riding. So I have had this bike running just I mean literally as I explained before, it was flooded, there was fuel in the crankcases and the exhaust and everything, so I've had that fuel out and blown it all out and everything like that, and it went within like 3 kicks anyway. So since then I've just started it up again just a second ago and it went first kick, so hopefully it will do again, and we'll have a little ride on it too. Help if I could find neutral there, but as you can see, the engine sounds really sweet, rides really nice, make a great Vinduro bike or a trail bike or whatever. Really cool thing. I'll get some pictures taken of it now, and then we can stick it up for sale properly later on. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.